Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today, as you guys can see, we are going to be reviewing, flipping through, as well as demoing the SKS Payday Budgetbook. So if you don't know who created this, it was all dolled up by Sanaa. So all of her links and everything business related for her, like her Instagram, YouTube, any shops or websites she may have will be linked down below. So she did message me asking me if I would flip through this and demo it for you all. So I just figured this would be a good thing to go over for those of you who also do digital budgeting. If my voice does sound a little scratchy, I did kind of just wake up. So this is the first page, and we see SewKraftySanaa, and then it just has the title with this really pretty shade of like blue-green. Let's flip over. Here you do have a monthly view, so mine is set up to be used for November. So I went ahead and just numbered everything 1 through 30 just because I knew that these parts would take kind of a while. So here she had highlighted the dates of the week, and then she gave you a little section to write what month you were going to be using. So I should mention that all of this comes completely clear in terms of like blanks. She gives you enough boxes to have 31 days in the month, which is pretty good because I know when I've used my happy planner and started on like a specific day, the last couple days will like move over to the next one. So I really appreciate this spread and that everything fits in here. So next we have one of the payday budget spreads. So later on we'll see one that's blank, but this one I did also just kind of fill in. So up here we have a pay date, which as you can see I wrote November 5th, 2020. So we have a spot for our income, which this week I am getting $235, and you guys are watching this on Saturday, so you would have seen me already stuff everything that you're seeing today yesterday. So my income was $235. Here she gives you a spot to write in your bills and subtract that from the income to get your balance and kind of just pass that down through envelopes, savings, and then your debt payment. So when you come over here, she gives you a section to write your payday income. So then next you go to the payday bills. So right here she has a cute little column for you to write what day that it's due. So for me I have the 7th and the 28th. Then you can write what bills you have, and I appreciate that she gives you so much space. Like not only does she write enough blanks for several bills, but there's just a lot of room to write. And then over here you have your budgeted and actual amounts. So the way I personally did this is I wrote my weekly budget amounts, and then the actual is what my monthly payment is. So technically, or basically, I'd be putting $36 a week towards bills and then $144 a month towards bills. Then we have payday savings down here, and what I did is I put my 52 weeks and my 100 envelopes because even on my own spreads I do have savings separately. So again, I just wrote the 18 and the 34, which comes out to $52 for savings. I don't know if you guys can really see this, but she did put like lines for you to kind of have a certain spot for your numbers, which again I really do appreciate that. And then lastly we have a payday debt payment. So I'm going to go ahead and just zoom in here. So before we start that, down here we have my totals for the week is $36 for bills. So for bills we're going to write $36. Ooh, I don't want that color. We're going to write $36 here because that's how much goes to bills every month, which if we take $235 and subtract 36, that leaves us with $199 to budget out for the rest. That is all of my stuff filled in for this spread in particular because I don't track my little incomes, and then I don't have like any debt payments since those are included in my sinking funds. Right, where is it? Right here. When we scroll over, next we have our payday envelopes. So here I just wrote the cash envelopes that I will actually be stuffing, or that I did stuff this week, which you guys will see me fill in this with you all in a second. And so I put payday envelopes 1 to kind of go with this spread because I do budget weekly. So that's why I have it written like that. And then she gives you a place to write your totals as well as a cash breakdown, which I super love because the spreads that I have right now don't allow me to do this right next to the categories, just because that's how I made it. If you want to see, this is how mine is. So I do appreciate that. And I'm going to be honest, this spread is the exact same thing on the sinking funds, so I'm not going to go too much in depth into it. So now to fill in the little payday envelopes. So for gas, the way we're going to do this is I'm not going to use the budget column. I know whenever I would use my Erin Condren, I never used the budget column. I would just use actual because, again, I don't pre-budget before knowing exactly what I'm going to get paid. So to get my amounts for this, we're just going to go ahead and be flipping back and forth between my spread and then Sanaa's. So gas for me is going to be getting $10, so that's what I would write there. Then food is going to be getting $20. Fun is going to be getting $10. Then we have groceries, which is going to get $20 as well. Phone gets $25, and then loan gets $11. So I included those here just so I could get a cash breakdown for them. So we're gonna go ahead and do this with each other. I'm a little bit nervous for it, but let's see, because I don't know if I'm supposed to put tallies or like a number. So gas has $10, which is going to be $110. Food is $20, which is just going to be $120. So fun is $10, which gets a 10. But since I combine this with my boyfriend, it'll actually be receiving $20 for the week, so I'll get a $20 bill, not a $10 bill, just to make it easier. But again, this is just like kind of a demo and stuff. So next is going to be groceries, which gets $20. So that's just going to be $120. Phone bill gets $25, which is $120 and $15. Then loan is $11, which is one $1 bill and then a $10 bill. Then here's a blank spread of what the payday budget looks like. If you guys were wondering, it's all of the same things. It's just empty, which I think is super cute that she went ahead and highlighted everything for you all. And she has her cute little logo up here. So again, this is just all of the same stuff that we just went through, just blank. So once we get past all of this, you do have your monthly incomes, which is just like an income log. If you guys didn't know, I personally also don't use one of these, but I know the Planning Dancer does. She uses one of these every month. So what happens is when you get paid, you just write what month you're tracking, the date you got that paid, where it was from, how much you got paid, and then so on and so forth. And down here she has a little column for total monthly income. So next is monthly expenses. This is also just like an expense tracker. Now I personally know that in a month I would use way more than what lines are here, just because I do use a lot of my sinking funds quite frequently, especially now that Christmas is coming around. So if anyone can kind of give me an idea on how to fill this out efficiently, please go ahead and let me know. But she gives you a date, an expense, and then there's a budget and actual, but I'm not quite sure how that would be used. Then you have the month-to-end envelopes, which is pretty good. I would most likely, okay, she has a sinking fund separately. So this one would be, I would assume, for like cash envelopes. So let's say you tracked your spending. The way I would do this is I would put my monthly balance here and then how much I ended with. For example, I give myself, let's say, $10 a week for gas, which means for the month I give myself $40. So I would probably write $40 here, and then at the end of the month, however much I have left over would just go there. Since I usually don't let my cash envelopes roll over, this would probably just be used as another sinking fund spread for me. Just because, again, for me personally, I don't know how I would be able to do a month to end for my cash envelopes. So this month to end sinking funds is the one that I would probably get a ton of use out of, because I love just tracking my sinking funds, and I don't have like a month to end spread. I just have like a week to week. So I'm really excited for this one, because then I can go back, look at what my sinking funds started as, and then write that all here. And then I can write what I finished with, which is super, super exciting. Again, there's more than enough blanks for all of my sinking funds. So after that, you have your monthly debt payments. So again, this personally wouldn't be something for me, but I know that it is very useful for those of you who do keep track of like extra debt payments. I don't usually give any extra payments. I just kind of go with my minimum payments per month, or I will just kind of pay however much I want to that week. Here we have monthly debt payments. Then she gives you a little cute like checklist of bubbles for you to check off as you make payments. Then on here she gives you a section to write your monthly revenue, your total bill amounts, and then the amount of money that you have left over after bills. Then we have our weekly account balances, which is pretty cool. I kind of appreciate this one as well. So she includes 6 boxes here, which is really nice. But the way I would probably do it is probably monthly. So like I would put November here, December, January, February, March, April, May. So if I fill it up, I could just erase it and fill it out again, which is really cool about using a digital copy. So for me personally, if you guys wanted to know, I would probably track my checking, my savings, which in my bank account is my savings and emergency fund. My retirement is definitely another one that I would track. So we have checking, savings, retirement, and then I would probably track my new car, just because that's one that I really do want to keep an eye on. And then the last one, I'm not really sure what I would track, but I would just track those important ones, even though one of them is simply, or 2 of them are just sinking funds. So after this, we have the automatic bill payment spread, which I really do like how this one is kind of like a horizontal spread. I just feel like it's just something different, you know. So here you have the year, so whatever year you're in, then you would write the account, recipient, and payment amount. So the way I'm understanding this is like where it's coming out of, who you're paying it to, and then how much you pay. I've never used one of these, but I've always wanted to. They just look so nice, and she spaced everything so perfectly. Then next you have your yearly category breakdown. So I know people use this to kind of keep track of where their amounts were per month. So let's say I wanted to track retirement, I would write retirement here. In January I had X amount, February I had this other amount, and then so on and so forth, to kind of see where your things went. And then you can see how much savings you had per month in your totals down here. Then we have sinking fund goals. So I personally don't really use goal sheets, but I should probably get into it. So you can have whatever year that you want to reach your goal here. You write the amount you want to reach, what sinking fund it is, and then on these lines on this side is where you would write each like balance you want to reach. And then to show you guys how that would work, you would just kind of go to these and then fill it in once you reach, let's say this was like $100. So you would fill that one in and then kind of go all the way up till you reach your goal of, I don't know, this isn't going to divide well, but $2,000. So that's how you kind of use this little sinking fund goals. And then she gives you another one for saving. So like this is where you could track your 52-week challenge maybe, or your 100 envelope challenge, or just any kind of saving goals that you want. So that one's pretty cute. Then we have a debt snowball plan. So again, this one personally isn't for me. I don't do like a debt snowball, but the cool thing is that she kind of gives you instructions up here. So up here, she has your debt name, your debt balance, debt APR, minimum payments, and then month 1 through 36. And then she gives you 4 different columns to track all of that, which is pretty cool, very detailed, yet very organized and neat. So I really do like this. If I used it, I know that it would be very efficient. So that is a really cool. Then she has the same spread but for debt avalanche. So I want to say avalanche is the other way, that you start with your highest debt and then work your way down. So next we have your 52 weeks $10 saving plan, which is super cool because she gives you a savings challenge within this budget book. I've never heard of the 52 weeks $10 savings plan. So she has week 1 over here through week 52. So if you saved simply $10 a week, you would end up with $520. So here you would just kind of check off the different boxes as you saved it every week to kind of just, you know, keep track of where you are. So the cool thing is that she also gives you a 52 weeks with $25 as well as $50. So then she gives you one for $100, which gets you at $5,200, which is just so cool to kind of like see how much you would have every week. So next is this inactive / dormant log. I personally don't know what this is, so I can't really explain too much about it, but you can kind of see the different like columns that she gives you. So next we have holiday/event gift budget, which is super cute because she has a column over here to check off whether or not it was given to someone. So you can put the date that you want to give it, the gift you want to give, what event it's for, and then how much it'll cost. And then she has a charitable donations, which is the same exact thing except for gifts it just says charity, and instead of event it says location. So then we have account numbers and logins. So this is kind of something for you to just keep private and, you know, just use for your own tracking purposes. So there's a bank, blank, an account ID, number, routing number, username, and password. So I think my plan is going to be at the end of the month to kind of re-go over this with you and show you guys everything that I did and how I filled it in. So if you guys are interested in seeing that video where we come back together and kind of just talk more about how I filled out this budget book, then just go ahead and let me know down below. So that is all for this little flip through. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to give it a big old thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. Please comment if you guys also use this payday budget book and give me some suggestions on how to fill out the spreads that I wasn't sure about. But other than that, I really do like this and I'm excited to use it for November, and we will probably do a flip through together at the end of the month just so you guys can kind of see how I personally went about it. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, please go ahead and let me know. But other than that, make sure to go check out Sanaa's stuff. All of her links will be in the down bar for her Instagram, YouTube, any websites that she may have. She's very, very sweet, and I can't wait for you guys to see the planner charms that she sent me. You guys will probably see those in next week's cash stuffing because I won't have them in time for this week's. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.